Well, they do because that's keeps you coming back, right? Good morning. All right. Hello. Can you hear me, Bill? You heard me? Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I want.
Good
Okay.
morning.
Ah, there we go. Good morning.
Jerry Jackson, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Jerry, can you hear me?
You're just a little bit muffled, Sarah.
I've lost my voice. Will you do the Pledge of Allegiance for us today in just a minute? All right, folks, we're going to get started in just a minute. I see we have several people still logging in. Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah Walker Heights, your NABIP Illinois president. And no, there's nothing wrong with your audio. I do have laryngitis. So I will hand off this meeting as soon as possible here this morning. But we are going to give folks just one more minute to finish logging in. Please type in the chat your name and your NPN number. That is for the CE filing that we do with DOI. NABIP members will earn 1 Illinois CE for today's session. All right, I have the time as 8:04. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. First things first, just a quick review of our agenda. We are going to have Evan Manning with a brief update this morning, and Josh Garrett, hopefully for a brief update this morning. If I have any of our local chapter legislative committee chairs on, please feel free to chime in with any updates, relying on our team to provide those to us this morning. And then finally, if there's any NABIP Operation Shout and action items that need our immediate attention, we will be reviewing those at the close. This meeting's being recorded and a replay will be available on our YouTube channel. And there are sponsorships available for this segment. If you're interested in sponsoring one of these webinar segments, please reach out to our treasurer, Laura. This is just our disclaimer for CE, identifying that everyone needs to be logged in as their self with their name displayed. And we do need you to check in the chat feature at the beginning with your name and NPN number. And then at the close, we also need you just to say, you know, thanks, see you later, something like that, just to say you've been active, show you've been active and participating when you check out. So easy peasy, right, guys? We've got this down. With that, I would like to ask for a volunteer to help me with the Pledge of Allegiance since I have lost my voice. Do I have a volunteer to unmute and lead that? Luke, I can hear you loud and clear when you unmute. You want to do it for us?
That me? Okay, sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for the help. All right, so we have a quick reminder for everyone that didn't join us last month that there is a new NABIP legislative tracker by state. NABIP put this together as a reference piece for us to make it a little bit easier to locate what's going on in each of our states. I did ask about action items being attached to these particular lookups, if you will. So when you go into our website, nabipillinois.org, and you click on the legislative arrow, or the arrow next to legislative, you'll see the following drop down. The easiest way to get there is to click on our NABIP legislative tracker by state from this point, and it will take you out to the NABIP tracker webpage. Then you just simply click on the state that you want to see a ledge update for, and it will list out all the bills at the bottom there. But again, it's only listing. There is no state operation shout action items or witness slips attached to each of those links. So you will need to still complete that in a separate step. And again, if you ever have any questions about that, you can reach out to us at info@nabipillinois.org or to Josh Garrett and Evan Manning. Our next legislative series will be September 21st for this particular hour of updates. We do plan to continue this through fourth quarter. You know, some months we have more updates than others, so that's to be expected. One in particular I wanted to point out to you though, since again, I have your attention before we dive in the fourth quarter and busy times, is November 16th from 8 to 9 a.m. Evan will be doing a deeper dive at that session. So if if you're looking through your calendar and you're trying to decide which ones to attend, I would definitely save the date for Thursday, November 16th, for a deeper dive into our supplemental legislative series updates. All right. And with that, do we have Evan or Josh on the phone with us?
I'm here, Sarah. This is Josh.
Hi, Josh. I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, there's not a whole lot going on. Pretty much everything's on recess until September 12th, I think, at the federal level, state level, kind of same thing. So not a whole lot happening. I think that really at the federal level, the conversations really have been about short-term, limited duration. At a federal level, of course, in the state of Illinois, we've kind of already tackled that a little bit over the last couple years, and I think the departments are looking to one side wants to bring it all the way back to 3 months or completely eliminate it. Other side is kind of like, hey, we maybe need this for 6 months or 12 months. So I think more to come on this. There's a lot of conversation happening at the federal level with it. And if you guys have any input, I'm getting some information to each of the committees. Please feel free to reach out to me, give me your input on and scenarios would be great. Just scenarios on how you use short-term limited duration if it's important to you for any of those short-term policies. That'd be great. I know that, with an up economy, it's really easy to find jobs right now. So, one of the examples we use, well, when people are looking for jobs, it really helps them out there be able to find some kind of coverage to bridge that gap. So please send me some information on that if you have anything. Another issue that is kind of being, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is level funded plans, and kind of there's a little bit of focus on level funded plans, and then even to take a step farther is more like reimbursement type plans, AFLAC type reimbursement plans. So they're kind of taking a look at some of these and considering some of these, and not specifically to AFLAC, but considering some of these level funded and or other plans, pulling members away from ACA contracts and being kind of pulling healthy risk out of those pools. And then with the reimbursement, I think there's probably some focus on maybe trying to tax some of that money that's getting reimbursed. So if you have any input on that, please, they're asking for input. So please reach out to me. There's a couple federal bills that I think will be supported. So I think that they're looking for observation status is one of the bills we've been working on for a number of years at a federal level. They're currently looking for sponsors for that, for state senators, or I'm sorry, federal senators. Let me see what else I got here. I guess going back into July, CMS released the physician fee schedule and proposed rule for 2024. There was some conversation on that. And then there's a ongoing kind of lawsuit between HHS, CMS, and some major drug manufacturers. And I think another one jumped on them. I haven't heard much updates from that. But that was in the Washington update. Pay attention to that. That'll be coming out. More information on that. And a lot of this stuff, like Sarah said, can be followed on that tracker tool. That's a great tool. I use it when we're looking up to see, what another state's doing. So for instance, with the state-based exchange that Illinois is potentially looking for that was passed, to be able to look up into the other states and pull some of that language out has been incredibly helpful for us. So I highly recommend taking a look at that. Other than that, there's really not, like I said, there's not a whole lot more going on right now, just because everybody's in that recess. So I don't have much more to update. I guess we can hit a little bit. I don't know if Evan was jumping on the call or not today, but we can hit a little bit on. Is he here, Sarah?
Yes, he's joined.
Okay, I'll let him kind of, I guess, steer into some more of the state stuff and maybe talk a little bit about supporting your local PACs.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Josh. As Josh said too, the Illinois General Assembly is not in session as well. We are just in kind of the fundraising season right now, where there's a lot of local fundraisers going around all across the state. I've been really traveling quite a bit over these last couple months, meeting with legislators as often as possible. I do want to give a brief update on kind of the status of the health benefit exchange and what's been going on in the Department of Insurance. So right now it's been a little bit of chaotic mess over at the department with the health benefit exchange. They have not released an RFP yet. Right now they're looking to hire what we believe is director over the health benefit exchange. So until someone, is really taking taking charge of the department, overseeing that, it's kind of in limbo right now. So we're just trying to meet with the department right now, just to kind of get their heads around and start benchmarking, start setting up goals, start, really kind of taking charge of the process and making sure that we are at the table for any discussions that do take place throughout the summer and into fall and then spring session. So that's just wanted to give everyone just a brief update on that. And like Josh said too, the supporting the local PACs. NABIP obviously has the federal PAC right now. But if you do want to support the state PAC, the IAA of Illinois does have a state PAC called the IAPAC. And additionally, NAFA Illinois has a state PAC as well, IFA PAC. So we do take donations from pretty much anyone too. So even if you're not a member of the IAA of Illinois, we do have a contractual relationship with NABIP. So we can't accept any donations to the PAC from NABIP members. So it is extremely, extremely important and to really support the advocacy efforts that we have been bringing forth for a number of years, led by Phil Lackman for the last 25 years, and then myself for the last 5. But we have been part of the conversations in every health insurance bill that's come around. We have been part of the conversation on every insurance bill that's been up. So in meeting with legislators throughout the state and talking about the importance of what our members do, the role that our members partake in the legislative or the insurance process, and making sure that people have the right coverage at the right price for every category of insurance. So it really, really is important. I just had a executive committee last night. I was telling them that, we see anywhere from, there's about 10,000 bills that are introduced in a given year in the General Assembly. We aggressively monitor or take part in between 3,500 to 5,000 bills because that is the number of bills that touch insurance, our members, our insureds, employers. So it's amazing how much how much legislation touches some aspect of what we cover. It's vitally important to have a strong PAC to make sure that we are, punching above our weight class and making sure that we are part of the conversation each and every time a legislative or regulatory process is brought up. So I can't emphasize it more. It is vitally, vitally important to be part of a strong political action committee and making sure that we are definitely in the conversation with every legislative and regulatory process.
Yeah, and I
But
kind
other
of want to reiterate something, because I don't know that maybe a lot of people on this call do, but a lot of people don't understand the difference between maybe the NABIP, NAHU PAC, and the IIA. So the IIA is really used at a state level, and whereas the NABIP, most of that goes to the federal. So you get the federal senators as well as the House at a federal level. If you want to help support us at the state level, that's really the PAC that we use as IIA. So I just want to make that clarification so everybody understood that.
Yeah, and thank you, Josh. And one of the bigger clarifications too is for a state PAC, it can be an agency or a personal check, or an agency or personal contribution. For federal PACs, it has to be a personal contribution. So that is an important distinction. It actually can come from your agency or your group.
Jerry Jackson, anything to add as our NABIP Illinois PAC committee leader for NABIP?
Actually, no, I'll be sending letters to all of the members, both current contributors and those who are not, to try to explain the necessity of being involved. I will admit that the information that just came out with regard to the IIA PAC and so forth is not something that fell into my lap before, so I need to get a little more versed on that. But you'll be hearing from us before long.
Thank you. Josh, Evan, anything else for the group?
That's it for me. Thank you,
Yep,
everyone. I really do appreciate it.
Not a whole lot more to add at this point, Sarah.
All right. Thank you all for your time today. Just a quick save the date for May 2nd, 2024. We are having an Illinois State Chapter Symposium at the Hilton Chicago Oak Brook Hills Resort and Conference Center. Free parking. If you attend in person, you'll get breakfast and a lunch buffet and a goodie bag. So, but we do also have online Zoom options available. We have special pricing for NABIP members at $35, and more details will be on our website, nabipillinois.org. Please have a great week, and don't forget to check out in the chat feature. Thanks all.